Alright, it's 9:20. Means it's 4:20 somewhere. If you got one, spark up. Alright. Making his first appearance on my channel is going to be Ryan Davis. I've seen some of his videos. His Odell Beckham ones were hilarious. He also has one, How to Survive Being a Fast Food Customer or something along that lines. Another hilarious video. I might just kind of do that one just because it's been a while since I've seen it. But I saw a clip, small, like 30-second clip from this bit right here. It's apparently from some show called Cancel Court. Never heard of it. But he takes the stand against the Democrats. And in the clip, he... Let's just get to it. I'll let you know when we get to the part from the clip.
Absolutely.
Cool. You might know him from the first Friday as Big Worm. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Ryan Davis. My bad. I apologize, man. You know what I'm saying? I was about to give you that $200.
Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you too, man. What does that shirt say? I beat CP on Cancel Court?
Oh, yeah, it does, because I did before I was cheating.
Man, wow.
Yeah.
So they could put a whole phrase on a shirt when it's that big, huh? A phrase on the shirt.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you were able to take a couple of minutes away from your gastric bypass consultation to talk to us. Can you give us some examples of some ways that, you know, number one, the Democratic Party could do better, or another party could be another paradise?
You don't mind if I...
Oh, of course, man. I'm gonna take a seat.
Before you begin, can you raise your right hand? Yeah. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Not as much as a Democrat.
Thank you.
So, the Democratic Party. First president I got to vote for was Barack Obama. Voted for that nigga twice. Amazing. My president is black, Lambo is blue. You get a Lambo?
I did.
No, you didn't. Niggas didn't get a lot, unless you were gay. You got a lot of shit if you were black and gay, which is dope. I guess it was a good symbol, but I'm gonna tell you something. You talked about the war on drugs, right? Yeah, you know, the war on drugs devastated the black community. But it's not like the Republicans told you sell drugs. No, Hove did that. So hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. But this is the craziest thing about the war on drugs. The war on drugs decimated our community because it flooded our community with drugs. They say Reagan flooded the community with drugs.
Okay, so this is where the clip that I saw started.
That's a terrible thing. But then we asked the Democrats to do something about it.
What'd they do?
They locked up everybody who sold drugs and left the crackheads to raise the community. Thank you, Democrats. And this is the funny part. The person who wrote the bill for all of the locking up is the nigga you asking us to vote for now. Which is hilarious that you say the Republicans didn't do anything, when in fact, as terrible as Donald Trump is, he made it so that all of those people who were locked up were able to vote again, giving us voting power again. All those people who had felonies that could not vote can now vote again, and they voted for the nigga who put them in prison. Good job, black community.
And that's where the clip ended. Which, yeah, that was I don't know. I didn't vote in this last election. Said that before. Given how things are right now, I kind of regret that decision. Although I'm in Washington, I don't think it was even close to where if I voted differently, it would have changed anything. But yeah, when you looked at, you know, what was being complained about at the time of the election, systemic racism, stuff like that. A lot of the systemic racism had been written into law by Biden. When you look at things like the 18-to-1 crack to coke ratio. Because when that law was written at the time, crack was predominant in the black community, whereas cocaine, which is the same drug, just the powder form, was predominant in the white community. So you see how that is a very racist fucking law. Same drug, white person get caught with a gram, black person get caught with a gram. The white person may get, 1 year or, like 6 months. And the black person, they gonna get, 3 years or, 6 years. Or in fact, who knows, maybe even 18 years. Because I remember Biden's speech. Anything bigger than this quarter gets you 5 years minimum. Funniest part about that is someone took that speech where he's holding up the quarter, and then they got Hunter in a video on the side with 21 grams on the fucking scale. But yeah, when you look at what was being complained about, and I mean, Trump did try to do things for the black community. You had the Opportunity Zones, First Step Act. He was the first president to give HBCUs like a 10-year, here's money for 10 years. Don't come back. You're good. We got you covered. You don't got to come groveling back every year. And then Biden came in and cut that funding. Then prior to the pandemic, the economy was really good for everybody. Well, not necessarily. Well, yeah. I mean, it was most people. You still had some homeless people and some other things, but for the most part, a lot of people were doing good. And there's videos out there where, people will go out to the black community and ask black people how they feeling about Biden and do they miss Trump. And a lot of them say the same thing. Their pockets was a lot fatter under Trump. My bank account, come day before payday, my bank account always looked much better under Trump compared to Biden. Now sometimes a couple of days before payday, I'm hoping my paycheck hit and I don't, some automated shit doesn't hit before that. But yeah, let's get back to it though.
Way to stick together. At what point do we actually want to see what our power is? Truly. Because if Republicans don't give a fuck because they don't expect us to vote for them, and Democrats absolutely expect us to vote for them, if we do not vote at all, wouldn't that then put us in position of power with the Democrats for them to have to actually do something to get our vote? Isn't leverage what this is all about? So I say sit one out. What's the worst that can happen?
Or vote Libertarian. We getting we can get a solid candidate and get enough votes for them. Then they get to make the debate stage the next year. See, and that's the way the system is truly rigged. We're stuck with Republican or Democrat in the debates. In any real debate, you'd have everybody that's on the ballot would be at the debate stage. But yeah, so there needs to be a way to get that changed.
COVID.
No, real. Isn't leverage what this is all about? So I say sit one out. What's the worst that can happen?
COVID.
No, really, what's the worst that can happen?
George Floyd.
Yeah, because they definitely didn't kill no niggas under Obama. Do we have to go through the list? All the notable names except George Floyd were under Obama, but that's neither here nor there.
How many school shootings were under Obama?
Too many.
How many mass shootings?
No. When Dylan Roof shot up the church, Obama made an initiative to make it illegal to do mass shootings against black people or race type of crime. No, he didn't. He sang Amazing Grace at the funeral. That's what he did, because that's what we needed. How sweet the sound.
Oh, you talking about like the deal that they put together for the Asians? How,
That's what I was hoping for.
That's an amazing deal.
That's
I'm
an
good for
amazing
them.
deal.
I feel like that girlfriend who all her friends is getting engaged. She's like, I'm so happy for y'all. This is what y'all deserve.
It don't rub you the wrong way a little bit as a black person that a white man can look you in the face and say, if you don't fuck with me, you ain't black. Nigga, who are you to tell me about my blackness? And I had an issue with that, and niggas was like, but he right, but he white. What the fuck are you talking about? When did we start letting motherfuckers talk to us like this? At some point, black people, when are we gonna have?
I was honestly surprised that that statement right there didn't like tank him, because during Trump's whole presidency, you can't find something that he said that is nearly as racist as that. Now there are chopped up videos where they let, out of context videos where they didn't show what was said immediately before things. In particular, the fine people on both sides. For a couple years, I actually believed that he had really called, the white supremacists, some of them as fine people. Until you see the whole video. But like I said, this was a couple years in before I ever saw it, where immediately before he says there were fine people on both sides, but there were also very bad people on both sides. Before he said that, he, said he condemned all, the KKK, neo-Nazis, all those hate groups. He condemned them to the fullest. But when you just hear the chopped up version, definitely sounds a lot worse.
Fried again.
Mm-hmm. Over there drinking the old English beer, need an old African beer. Thank you, Ryan Davis. I appreciate everything, man.
Thank you, man.
You definitely deserve that championship gold watch you got on.
Hey, man. I appreciate that, man. And I like how you wear the hat to not show the bald spot in your braids. Have a good day.
Curious, when did this? So this was 5 months ago. So yeah, he kind of just picked up on what Ice Cube was saying and got shunned for. He was like, because he's like, okay, we get Trump out of office. That happens on day one. Then what? And he talked about, he willing to work with any side, who wants to come to the table. To actually get something done, And then Ice Cube was shunned and ridiculed for that. And, here we are today, where not many people are doing good. cost of everything going up. But let me know what you thought. Yeah, like I said, I had seen that one little clip, and you know, it's funny, but it's also true, and you know, I wanted to see the whole thing. So, yeah. Other than that, y'all have a nice night. Thanks for watching. Stay blazing.